Hello, S3 chemistry pupils. Welcome back to another week of online learning. We are at week 7 in chemistry, and we are this week going to be looking at some new learning. Firstly, starting off with reviewing formula and then moving on to some new learning about equations. So let's look in more detail at what's to come today. So the main new learning today comes in the second lesson, and the learning outcome is I can convert word equations into formula equations. So that's the main goal for today's lessons. So firstly, we're looking at formula and relative atomic mass, recapping what we know. The first part of the lesson, for about 15 minutes, you're going to complete and mark a starter that's on elements and compounds. So this is from Unit 1, and it's just to sort of wake that part of your brain up so that you kind of can pull on that knowledge and to hopefully build your confidence if there's lots of things that you remember. If when you're marking it and you make mistakes, you don't understand why that's wrong, or you don't really know what to do, please ask, just comment or message Teams, Show My Homework, or email, whatever is easiest for you, and we'll give you a hand with that. Okay, it's really important that you start off confident for this lesson, so making sure you have the basics. The next part of the lesson, for around 25 minutes, you're going to watch the revision video on the different types of formula that we need to be able to write. Now, the video takes about 15 minutes. You don't need to take any notes, but you may find it useful to work through the examples as I'm going through them. And a good challenge would be, when I'm going through the examples of formula, to pause the video before I finally get to the actual formula and see if you can get your answer to match, okay? But that section is really for making sure that you're fully confident with the different types of formula and you know when to use each and what the final formula should look like, okay? The final part of the lesson, for around 20 minutes, you have a forms quiz on formula and relative atomic mass to complete, okay? So you should use the link that's on Show My Homework to complete that for your class. For all of this, you will need to have access to the National 5 Chemistry Data Booklet. Everybody should have a hard copy, but we can a link to the digital copy in the Teams post as well, so you can find that. It's essential that you have that, because you'll need to be able to look at the groups that different elements are in, and also the relative atomic masses. Okay, so that's the first lesson. Then after we break, you're going to move on to formula equations. So first part of the lesson is watching a video. Now, because this is new learning, you need to take notes. There's just one page with one slide with a blue box on it that you need to copy that slide into your notes, and the rest of it you can just choose some of the examples to write into your notes, okay? So once I've worked through an example, pause the video and then you can copy down that example, okay? You don't need to do it for all of them. I think I've got 8 examples in the video, but you should do enough that you feel confident about knowing what you're doing. And this learning relates to page 27 in your Unit 2 booklet. So we've recapped formula, we've recapped relative atomic masses, which we're going to need for next week's learning as well. And we know how to construct a formula equation now. And you're going to show us that you can do that confidently by answering a series of questions, okay? There are 5 questions that are either word equations that you need to convert into formula equations, or there's statements, pieces of text that you need to convert into word equations and then to formula equations. That should be completed to the best of your ability and then submitted to your teacher via Show My Homework, okay? Even though that's something that we want you to submit, that doesn't mean that you can't ask for help for it during the lesson, okay? So you're still absolutely welcome to pop a comment onto Teams or to message your teacher if you need any help with that. If you manage to whiz through these activities and you've got some time left, then as an extension, you can complete some of the booklet questions starting on page 38. Or you can go back to any previous week to do any of the extension materials from there. You can either scroll up through Teams, or you can go into the files section and just click on each week and check that you're happy that you've submitted everything there. Another idea for something to do if you've got a wee bit of more time, or in your own personal revision time, then you should be making sure that you're reviewing the comments that your teachers are giving you, feeding back on your work. And if they're asking for you to make an extra submission or to change something or to clarify something, make sure you message to say that you've done that, to either resubmit your work or to ask further questions. Okay, have a great day, everyone. Take care. Bye.